that what is and what becomes. Just 2 years ago, when I quit rapping and found Yahweh for the first time in Jesus, I began meditating to the Om, and I had an unusual style of meditating, but it worked for me and brought me to what I was looking for back then. This was around the time of the tetrad moons in prophetic times, and I studied I Am That I Am very closely and prayed every night and made good progress in my own evolution and with the signs in the heavens. I must have meditated for nearly 30 days or so and sat and meditated. And yes, I did smoke a cigarette sometimes while I was meditating, but I had complete focus on the objective and I saw many visions. I quit meditating when I finally saw Jehovah and he told me to think of Moses, the man of water who is Moses. Earlier, before that happened, a month or two earlier, before I was meditating, I thought I was working with Amon Ra or some other entity who I'm suspicious of is who that was, that spoke Messiah to me and told me to kill the bitch, and as if who knows who that was. And before then, I admit I'm a sinner and I had done some things, but I've always seen some visions of Egyptian things, and I also saw some dark entities tell me to kill for him and stuff like that. It must have been Satan. It was a huge being, very big and muscular being. That might have been. It might not have been Amon Ra. It might have been Satan the whole time. So who knows? But he spoke Messiah and sort of comforted me in the early chaos I had back then. I'd been studying things like Jewish lore and even said some Hail Marys and went to a Catholic church one time and I tampered in everything religious that I wanted to. So I was tampering in everything religious that I ever thought of, and I was studying things and learning things and doing all this stuff, and I was really close with Yahweh and Jesus. But now back to when I was meditating, I'd seemed to tap into a power that showed me the whole Kaduri prophecy. Kaduri is the prophet of Israel that prophesied the Yehoshua acronym and stuff like that, and Sharon. And it started, and when I started seeing visions of that kind of stuff, it started in space where there was protectors in space, protectors of me and of everything that has to do with the prophecy, and I had those visions, but I don't have those visions anymore. But I do see the face of Jehovah sometimes still, and he has helped me in some tough times, which I am thankful for. For some reason, after I saw Jehovah, I obtained some godly energy. I obtained some godly energy from everything that had happened. And Jehovah brought a UFO to me and came in and fixed my brain. He fixed all the problems in my brain and inputted some knowledge into me, and so I could fulfill some task which I don't know what it is and I don't know what he wants me to do. But I remember walking downtown here in Moscow and feeling Jehovah's energy from when I was tapping into this stuff, and I ended up meditating. I learned what it took to be a Messiah and the secrets that they know, and what Jehovah does to medicate his people to save lives. I tapped into Jehovah's power, what he does to save lives, and I don't know if I was Jehovah, if he wanted me to, if he thinks I look like him or something, but and then I was in my bedroom, and one night I saw disturbing stuff of these little tiny people, creature looking things with Jesus in the center, but he was all bored out. Like his inside report out. And then I saw who seemed to be Jesus had these rings on his. He had 10 rings on his 10 fingers, and he was showing me something about Messiah or something. And then I saw uh, a tall man entity and a woman walk away, and they were sort of light beings and sort of bored out too. And then later that night, Obama came to me in a vision that was really clear, and he was in like a white light that might have been in the White House, but I don't know if he was awake or asleep or he's sleeping. And he said, "Look, I don't know who you are." And then he turned his head right, and then it went away. So it was like I was some suspect for something. Maybe he knew, maybe he found out later who I was and did his work to make whatever he needed so he could have it. I don't know. But then also there was some sort of energy or Vatican thing trying to possess me, and my spirit was too strong, and it threw the possession off, backfired it into itself, and then I got into learning about people who were ill, and so I don't know if I was possessing Jehovah, or if he was with me, or if I had become Jehovah, or what, but I became really powerful. It was really weird, and it even lasted. And then I went on to doing I was working with a couple entities that were in my family. And earlier, like a year earlier, I remember hearing Yahshua up in the wind I was at a public pool, and I heard the wind make the sound Yahshua, and there was like this green and these lights that came with it. And so it's all weird, and there's some evil stuff that was being kind of done to me too that comes along with it. But I became really powerful, and I went outside one day, and everything seemed to be like a timing thing. And I found a bluebird feather. I don't know if it's a bluebird. I just found a big blue feather, which I don't know of any blue birds around here in Moscow, like blue jays or whatever it was. But I found this really lucid blue feather, and I remember I didn't pick it up, but I should have, and I think it was an omen. I started getting into omens and seeing things, and even when I was walking, I remember I woke up one morning, and the neighbors have a rooster, and everything was timing, and it happened for a purpose. And the rooster, I'd been doing things spiritually with what was going on, and the rooster crowed 4 times, because like in the Bible where the rooster crows 3 times with Peter and Jesus when he doesn't when he lied to him or whatever. But this rooster crowed 4 times, and I'd been getting into a lot of different things that made me feel really godly, and I think it was maybe Jehovah paying me some respect for my suffering for what happened to me up where I used to live. But so it was just really weird, and I remember I was eating seeds off a tree. I really got into nature and stuff, and I'd been seeing old things like a Inky and an Enlil and stuff like that, and ancient things that have to do with Earth. And I was eating seeds off this tree, and one day I was walking downtown, and this bird that wasn't a hummingbird started flying like a hummingbird and staying in one place and flapping its wings really fast. It was like a sparrow, and it was hovering in one place, flapping its wings, which I had never seen before. It was like it ate one of the seeds that I was eating. And the whole ground, I had Transcendental meditation where both spheres of my brain were wave patterns, were thinking on the same wave patterns, and I was seeing all of my chakras were working, and my brain was just extravagant, far superior than it had ever been before. And whatever happened, I got attacked by some things, and I made one mistake by sleeping with a girl who I shouldn't have slept with, and but I think it would have happened either way. But just watch my other videos to get more about it. But those are the true things that have happened. So I've seen Obama like that, and then I also went downstairs and I was seeing like the Queen of England and some other royalty or rich people like do some sort of thing, and I've also seen Obama standing in front of someone on a cross where Obama's burning his body on a cross and things. So maybe Obama is Satan or the devil, but he has too many abilities right now for me to really worry about it. He'll be out of office soon. Thank you. Goodbye.